On a radiant summer afternoon, a mother duck discovered a cozy nook beneath a tree near the pond to lay her eggs. She carefully laid 5 eggs. As she observed them, she noticed one egg stood out from the rest. A flicker of concern crossed her mind. She patiently awaited their hatching. One bright morning, the eggs began to crack, one by one. "Cheep, cheep," they chirped. Each egg sprang to life, with ducklings peeking out into the vast world. All hatched except one. Oh, what adorable ducklings I have. What a fortunate mother I am. But why hasn't the 5th one hatched? The mother duck grew anxious. This egg was taking far too long. She nestled over the egg, offering it all the warmth she could muster. This will surely be the most splendid duckling, given how long it's taking, she thought. One fine morning, the egg finally cracked, revealing a peculiar gray duckling. Cheep, cheep. This duckling was unlike its siblings, large and rather unattractive. Cheep, cheep. None of my other ducklings look like this. This one's quite odd, the mother duck thought, surprised and a bit disheartened. She hoped it would one day resemble its siblings. Days passed, but the duckling stayed unattractive. Its brothers and sisters teased it relentlessly, refusing to play with it. The duckling felt deeply sorrowful. "You're so ugly. Look at that hideous creature. Go away, you're too ugly. We won't play with you, you strange thing." They all mocked it. Heartbroken, the duckling gazed at its reflection in the pond. "Nobody wants me. I'm so unattractive." With a heavy heart, it decided to leave its family and venture deep into the forest, alone. When winter arrived, snow blanketed the land. The duckling, cold and hungry, shivered without food or shelter. It approached a group of ducks. They shunned it. "What an unsightly fellow. Who's this odd creature? It sought refuge in a henhouse." There, the hens pecked at it, forcing it to flee. It encountered a dog along the way. The dog glanced at it and walked off. "I'm so unattractive that even the dog doesn't bother with me," the duckling thought sadly, resuming its lonely wanderings in the woods. Eventually, a kind farmer took it home to his family. But there, a cat tormented it, so the duckling left. Spring soon arrived, painting the world in vibrant greens. Wandering further, the duckling spotted a river. Overjoyed to see water again, it approached and saw a graceful swan gliding across. It was smitten. Ashamed of its appearance, the duckling lowered its head. But when it caught its reflection in the water, it was stunned. It was no longer unattractive. It had transformed into a striking young swan. Now it understood why it differed from its siblings. It was a swan, not a duck. The duckling, now a swan, wed the beautiful swan it adored and lived joyfully ever after. The young swan, now radiant with sleek white feathers and a graceful neck, felt a surge of confidence it had never known. Its heart swelled as it glided beside the beautiful swan it had admired from afar. Together they danced across the river's shimmering surface, their reflections blending in perfect harmony. The other swans in the flock welcomed them warmly, their elegant calls echoing through the warm spring air. For the first time, the young swan felt it belonged. As days turned to weeks, the 2 swans grew inseparable, exploring the river's winding paths and hidden coves. The young swan, once so lonely, now reveled in the companionship and love it had found. It learned the ways of its kind, how to preen its feathers to a dazzling sheen, how to dive for the sweetest water plants, and how to soar through the sky with wings that felt boundless. The swan it loved taught it to embrace its strength and beauty, and together they carved out a peaceful life by the river. One golden afternoon, as the sun dipped low, casting a warm glow over the water, the young swan spotted a familiar sight near the pond where its journey began. There, waddling proudly, was the mother duck with a new brood of ducklings trailing behind her. The young swan paused, watching from a distance. The mother duck looked content, her new ducklings cheeping and splashing in the shallows. Memories of its lonely days as a peculiar gray duckling stirred in the swan's heart. But there was no bitterness, only gratitude for the path that led it to discover its true self.